Hey guys, this review's more back on a quick review. This is on the Honeywell dual LED work light. It is available at Sam's for about $40, and it is a nice little light. It has a 5,000 lumen output with two different heads, so you're looking at about 2,500 lumens per lamp you see there. Now the basic items that come with this little lamps, or this work light, is a tripod, as you can see in the image there, as well as two lamps and a basic floor stand. So a floor stand, tripod, and two 2,500 lumen lamps that are LED, and that's what you get for about $40 at Sam's Club. Now before we get any further into the review, if you just want to see this light being demonstrated on a house as well as a dark garage, just to give you an idea how much kind of light output it does, you can just skip to 6 minutes and 20 seconds ahead of the video and 7 minutes and 14 seconds in the video respectively. Alright, so let's start talking about the basic things we like about this product. The main thing is it's super easy to assemble. In fact, the only real assembly you do is screwing the light fixtures onto the actual base. You have the little handle there, which in theory is an optional attachment. You don't have to have the handle there, but it makes it more convenient. You just screw the handle on with two Phillips head screws that two Phillips head bolts they provide, and then you will have a handle set and ready to go. It's pretty sturdy. It uses good little, has little rubber washers on it, so it gets a nice snug fit on there. Not anything super special, important to write home about. It's just a basic setup. And then once you get that put in, you can put your lamps on, and that's pretty self-explanatory. It uses just some friction tighteners. That's all it really does. And they can be adjusted, and they swivel and pivot, which is kind of nice. Even when you tighten it down real tight, you will notice there's some give because they're designed to move relatively freely for easy adjustment. Nothing too special about it, just to point out it's very, very simple, very, very quick and easy. Also, because we can see here, the finish on the product's very nice. And this part of the product in particular feels very, very sturdy once it's fully assembled. And you just maybe you'll see the lights coming out. One thing I'll say that's kind of a downside that I kind of thought about later on, I kind of wish that the lights themselves were a little more modular. As they are, they're basically all hooked up to a single cord, although it's like forks out to two separate lights. I kind of wish that at some level they were modular plug and play, so you could take one out or put one in, because in theory these, because of the way that little bracket is that you can see wiggling around there, they could in theory be lights that you set on the ground. You should have to separate them out, and you don't have the ability to do that. Unfortunately, you can't pop one in or pop one out, which I thought would have been a cool feature that they could have included, but they simply didn't. Honeywell also offers a $20 version of this that's just basically a single ground light. That's, I think, 2,500 lumens. So this one altogether is 5,000 lumens with two lights, 25 lumens apiece. Now, that's my only real big complaint about the light fixture itself. The only other real, what I would call an actual complaint, would probably be simply the fact that when you put it on the tripod, it feels more rickety than it should. And it's not the tripod. The tripod seems pretty steady, but it's the attachment, and you'll see in just a moment, the attachment where it kind of clips in that little, what you're seeing there is me putting the lights in, where that little base right where the handle is, that is where it clips into the actual tripod. And because it's like a snap-in function rather than a pressure, like I'm tightening this little pressure bolt there, but there's no pressure bolt mounted onto the actual tripod. And if you get one of these and you get to this point in the assembly, you will notice once you even get those little pressure bolts tightened down as much as you can, they will the actual light fixture will still pivot pretty easily. It's designed to do that. So don't freak out if you're like, I can't get this thing to be snug and firm and to where it won't move. It's not really designed to where it can't move. It's just meant to be to where it's restricted to a small amount. So it'll still move relatively freely, so it can be adjusted once the light's actually fully assembled and set up. So don't panic if it doesn't quite not want to pivot the way you think it should. You might want to like not move at all. It's going to pivot. Alright, now we got those lights taken care of. This next part, this is the issue I was just mentioning. The fact that this little tripod contraption right here, this little clip-in item, is a cool idea and it works pretty well, but the execution by the end isn't it's not perfect, but it's still secure. It just doesn't feel great. There's a little pin on the base right there, and that goes into the pin here with those two little restrictive clips popping in, and they just basically hold the thing in place. It's a little rickety. It's not the tripod's fault. It really is that little connector plate that just doesn't feel quite right. It pivots relatively freely. I don't feel like it's going to fall out or anything. It's just, it feels a little shaky, makes a little rattle noise, and it's just, I feel like they could have executed that a little bit better. But for the price, it's $40 for one of these lamps, and it's an LED system, so more expensive anyway. So it's kind of a nitpicky thing. And it's a standard telescopic, pressurized, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey kind of situation here. So nothing too special about that. It extends up to 6 feet, and that includes the actual handle to the item. So the handle you see there at the very top, that's the 6 foot mark, basically. So that's as high as it'll go. I'm sorry, that's not as high as it'll go, but that's as high as I had it extended. It'll extend to where that is about 6 feet up, which means the lamps can be usually about, I'll say 5.5, 5 3/4 feet up. And that's about it as far as my contribution. You're going to see some tests in just a moment, just to see how much they light up a fairly large house as well as a basically pitch black garage. I'm very happy with the item. We bought it for the sole purpose of basically lighting up our house during the holidays, because we use traditional style like wreaths and things. We don't use a lot of lights, but we still be able to see the decorations in our house at night, and it looks very nice, so that's why we bought it. It'll also obviously light up a room, and you get some versatility being able to actually, you know, turn the lights on and off as you please. They don't dim, so you're either at 2,500 or 5,000 lumens. There's no in between. And in just a moment, you'll see the light switch on. You'll see the pretty big difference. Bam, right on there. So it puts out a good bit of light. So that gives you an idea what you're kind of dealing with in nearly pitch black conditions. And the next test is going to be me just doing the same thing inside of a very, very dark garage. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you found the video helpful. Again, if you liked it, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more stuff like this. It really helps me out. And have a great day.